What would you bring to the table if you were in a relationship? What would you bring to your partner?
I bring myself, which is enough.
But what else?
That's the best part.
What's your selling point? So if you were to get into a relationship, what would you bring to the table to your partner?
That's a very big question to ask.
Could be like
Bring him.
just the dogs?
A stepson.
Maybe your cooking skills or cuddle skills or just the dog? Okay. If you were to get in a relationship, what would you bring to the table?
Myself.
Just that? What do you bring to the table to your partner?
If you oh my god, that's a loaded question.
It's not.
We've heard multiple people before.
It's not.
A lot.
What is it?
I'll get you on the way back.
I'm sure you will. Okay, so the question is, what do you bring to the table to your partner?
No, I have to go.
Women think they're so special and unique. Y'all don't realize you guys are more alike than you are different, and you guys are everywhere. But the type of guy you want is not. So if you think you're about to come up to this guy who has an option at 100 of you and say, I need this, and this, and this.
There's not 100 of
Or-
me because I'm doing things for myself that no one else is doing for their self.
How would you
I'm
know
saying
that?
because I work on myself so hard that I know that no one next to me is in competition with me.
But at the end of the day, the thing a man wants out of a woman, he can get that out of another woman.
No, yeah, you can, but I'm
the
saying
things you want out of a man, that type of man is very rare. And you're not going to come to him making demands because I can replace you. If I have 10 women here saying I'm willing to do anything you want, and the 1 out of 10 is coming with a piece of paper that says, hey, we doing this, and this, or if you fuck up, I'm taking your money and you paying me for fucking
no,
up.
I'm not coming with a demand.
You're out of here. Men control marriage, so you don't get to make a demand. You have to be the woman he wants to marry.
You're using
or
the wrong
your
word. You're
ass
saying
ain't
demand.
getting married.
Tell me how you're special. You read off the same shit that 3,000 other girls that have come on this podcast said.
No, why?
Being special means that you're exceptional. Being exceptional means you're a minority of the population. You, unfortunately, are a regular girl, just like other people. And there's nothing wrong with that. People don't want to admit that they're normal.
That's your opinion about it. I think I'm a special woman because I know how to do and perform other things that normal people don't do. Which is forgiven, which is to be faithful, which is to provide to my man.
That's your job as a woman, is to be faithful.
That's what I'm saying, is that nowadays women try to play the other role.
So you're special for doing your girlfriend duties? Being faithful? This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
For modern women, delusion is at an all-time high, but the way every man is heading for the exit, probably not for long. Gentlemen, we are witnessing a lack of self-awareness on a massive scale. One can even argue it's at its peak. Chicks like this will do the bare minimum of what a man expects of them, and then hop on a podcast claiming they're God's gift to the natural world. Rationally, there is no reward for that, and there shouldn't be. The first set of comments here are, she thinks she's special for doing things she's supposed to do. The mental gymnastics women go through just to keep themselves from the truth of being average. Below regular, he was too kind. No, bro, these days that make her special. I'm on her side with this one. Okay, so we definitely have some turds in the punch bowl here, so of course I'm inclined to disagree with the last 2 comments. Guys, accepting the bare minimum as a luxury is not progress. When you go to the gym, what builds more muscle? Is it the same reps with the same weight every week, or do you have to push yourself to see progress? In essence, to say that this is a success story is lowering the bar. It's a compromise we can't afford.
Men.
Chill out, asshole. My post wasn't even about you. It was about another asshole who does the same asshole shit you do.
You know, some of you lot are just downright rude. I mean, you ask me how I'm doing. You don't ask me how another 23 personalities are doing. They deserve recognition as well, you know.
Just because you're not someone's flavor doesn't mean you don't taste delicious.
You're 19?
Yes.
You look older. That's not a compliment. I'm telling you, you look troubled and older than your years. Your father looks better.
Well in doubt, get your body out. Hey, I said the body, not your bloody body. Keep your body to yourself, sexy bum. Tell me loves.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm asking for a friend, but if you have a bump on your lips, how are you supposed to know if it's a pimple or the herpes?
Damn!
Well, that's easy. If you're a bedwench or an HOE, as in if you've slept with multiple men in the past week, it's probably an STD, like herpes. You know, the gift that keeps on giving? That's what you get for playing HOE games. Play stupid 304 games, win stupid prizes. If it's on the lip, it's herpes. Next to the lip, it's no worries. How about avoid all women with whatever anything on their lips just to be safe? Kiss someone and check back in with them a couple of days later. Double win. They get a kiss and you get a diagnosis. And this reminds me why you shouldn't be kissing these bed wenches, because they're sucking a lot of private parts. I honestly think in order to date a modern woman, you need an STD test from that very day along with a credit and background check. One kiss could be your last. 50 to 80% of American adults have HSV1. It's actually very common, but I'm now gonna say herpes. This is what a lot of 304s with STDs try to claim to normalize their condition and lower your standards. Do not fall for it, gents.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
How are you supposed to know if it's a pimple or the herpes?
This is a very valid question, but let's talk about what distinguishes herpes or cold sores from pimples. Let's talk about symptoms. With herpes or cold sores, they have something called a prodrome. This is where you experience some symptoms like tingling or burning a few days leading up to the breakout, and the lesions themselves can be very painful. Whereas with acne, you won't experience anything before the breakout, and the lesions themselves may or may not really be that painful. Next is location. So herpes usually likes to occur on the lips. Sometimes it occurs outside the lips, but it does love the lip skin. Whereas with acne breakouts, you'll usually see it on skin outside the lips. But there are always exceptions too. Then there's appearance. So herpes usually occurs as blisters or tiny vesicles, usually in groups, and a lot of times they will pop and scab up. Whereas with pimples, normally they're pink bumps or pustules, not really blisters.
This is why you don't want to share drinks with 304s, because I think you can get it from that as well. Just another great reason why MGTOW is the safest choice.
Oh yeah, women think they have special powers. Oh, they believe they have. They believe they can read your mind. Have you ever been going out for the night and your wife or your girlfriend would just walk in a room, right? She'd just walk in and go, da-da, what do you think? Before you can say anything, they go, you don't like it? Do you know? I can tell that's what you're thinking. And they think we've got the same power. They think we can read their minds. My wife would just walk in a room and go, oh, what was I going to say to you? Yeah, love, I got it fucking written down. At a party and your wife wants to leave, she'll start doing this to you across the room. What's that? What's that? They're giving you the bear notes. 11-1, Kempton, really well hung horse. See, what that is, that's the pre-arranged signal, right? That they didn't actually fucking range with you.
Next clip.
What would you rank your face, just your face, fresh face out of the shower?
9.
9? So you're up there with Kelly Rowland.
What?
Hold on, I'll put you next to Kelly Rowland, Halle Berry, and you. And they would say all these things match. You say you're a 9, and I'm just going to go with it. Then who's a 10?
Go with it. Beyonce is a 10.
Beyonce is an 8.
What?
That forehead is not helping her with the argument. The Beyonce debate is something that can get people in trouble, but honestly, how can anyone say that a taped up 42-year-old running from the wall that already hit her for dear life is a 10? Regardless, the amount of performative nonsense that chicks go through to raise their number is futile in the grand scheme of things. The number game is one that the man dictates. Otherwise, Lizzo would be on the top of every simp celebrity hit list. The comments here are, Beyonce is not a 10. Sorry, but I agree. Beyonce is a solid 8. No more, no less. Kevin ain't never lie. They gonna always hate when you tell them the truth. He was right. Again, a hard button issue here, but let's try and focus on the 4 trying to make moves. That's what matters here. Pretty much every chick with over 150 followers on the gram thinks they're suddenly worth of being on stage and ogled. Personally, this brand of insanity is one of the leading causes for why feminism is catching a break as it sinks to the bottom of the sea. Moving on, y'all.
Are you the owner of this car out here?
What? Which one?
The Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
And you own a Rolls Royce?
Yeah, like what's wrong with that?
Like, you're younger than my grandkid.
Okay.
Like, you're doing some dodgy business or something. Is that how you afford it?
I beg your pardon?
Well, look, car like this. You know, I mean, it's a bit grand, isn't it, for a 21-year-old?
Okay. Excuse me, are you touching my car?
Yeah.
Why?
Very nice, but you must be doing something dodgy to own a car like that at your age.
What do you mean I'm doing something dodgy?
Well, you know.
No, I don't know.
You're only just out of nappies, really. You've got a Rolls Royce.
All right, love. Well, and what's your point?
Well, I just think you must be doing something dodgy.
Is that sound coming from you, love?
It's me. You know, I mean, I live round here and it's respectable.
Yeah, and what's wrong with me living here?
Well, I just want to know how a kid like you can afford a car like that.
Well, what I want to know is how a woman like you can't afford that.
Oh, we got one, boy. Another wall hopper. I think it's fair to say that one of the key contributors to female delusion is jealousy. If it's not directed towards friends or stable families, it's almost always materialistic. This chick is crazy, man. She really thought she was doing something by harassing a guy on his day off and touching his property to make some ridiculous-ass statement. If you ask me, it's about time somebody puts grandma in a home. Nobody has time for things like this. And by the looks of it, she definitely can't afford his. The comments are, she wants in on the business. She wants in on the dodgy business. He was so much nicer than I would have been. I want to know why a woman your age doesn't own a car like that. How about, wow, nice car and you're so young. What do you do for a living? You're asking for far too much. For the most part, it's men who have a sort of competitive admiration for success. When it comes to women, they either are looking for a cut or they can't believe that you plunged into adversity and came out successful. Next.
First, you're short, and I'm a tall girl. I like 6 foot and up.
Okay.
2, I don't do dreads. And then your electrician. I'm thinking about like businessman, doctor, lawyer. I'm trying to like find a man who could provide for my kids and provide for me. You know what I'm saying?
Is she somebody that you would approach? Is she your type? Like anything you like, don't like?
No, I don't think I like her attitude. I think you're a little up there.
You think I'm up there?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. So why would you assume that?
Well, I just feel like for you to just say that, talk down, I definitely think you ought to do more research or whatever.
I did. That's my job, literally, to research.
So just the attitude.
He thinks I'm cute. He can't admit it. You know I'm cute.
Nah, you're not ugly, but you're not cute either, though.
You know I'm cute.
From wall hoppers to single moms, the entitlement is real, fellas. This chick has enough baggage to bring down a commercial airline, and she's out here bashing trades, requesting that doctors and lawyers fall from the sky. Lady, you already merged into a different lane, one that will definitely not accommodate for all of your poor decision-making over the last decade. It's time to get real and start looking for an apartment that you can afford on your own salary, and the alimony you jacked from your baby daddy. Here are the top comments. He's correct. She's not all that. I like this guy. She got defensive real quick. She dressed like a dinner table. She's not the type a doctor would want, period. Exactly. Maybe as a patient, but there's no way a high-value male who made it through medical school and loans will bend the knee to a woman who's already been run through 5 different times. That doesn't even account for the fact that, statistically speaking, has a few complicated relationships they're still handling on the side. Plus, I got no doubt she's part of the research groups I constantly have to battle in article segments. Thanks for the brain rot, sweetheart. Another one.
Men are constantly telling me that I need to take accountability for my actions and my role in why my marriage ended. And I used to keep telling them, like, I never did anything to specifically make my ex say, I want to divorce you. I never did. I can honestly say that. But you guys are right. I do need to take accountability. And so I've been thinking really hard about where I messed up. And I think the issue is when I got married, I married for love. I was excited about our future and our family and like being together with this person, building and growing in life together. And my mistake was that I should have got married for money, you know, and now I know that I've learned from my mistakes and I won't let it happen again.
Well, at least she learned the term accountability, I guess. Also, why are you putting stuff on your face like that while trying to prove a point? It paints the image that you were trying to avoid, not that some other method would make men feel different. Lady, what you're doing right now ain't learning. It's an attempt to bury the past. Unfortunately for you, nobody with stacks is gonna come along with you for the ride. We know the risks, and this definitely is not it. So here are the comments. I hope your future man gets to see this post before it's too late for him. And still no accountability. Accountability is the kryptonite of women. Some women would rather die than accept their part in a failed marriage. Men love unconditionally and women love with conditions. My mistake is I didn't divorce sooner and that I should have married for money. I'm laughing over here too, bro. Seriously, what the hell is going on in this clip? Men will build themselves up from failure, while women just continue to see it as a hiccup that they'd rather ignore. This is exactly why the chasm continues to widen and why this chick won't be getting that bag. Next up.
If you want to piss your girl off the most possible, tell her that you've started practicing stoicism. So like, dude, like I have some of the quotes, man. Like if you tell women this, they cannot, like here's one, like you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Like, it's just like, it's not about what's in your mind. Like the shit like that, where you're like, it doesn't matter. Like nothing matters. It's just like, like internalized. It's not a big deal. Nothing's a big deal. Calm down. Nothing's a big deal. Calm down. Like honestly, I'm starting to think Marcus Aurelius just like hated his wife and he's just like, I'm a stoic now. I can't deal with this shit.
This podcast is slowly becoming a staple, not complaining. That aside, the lesson here is true. While men become more disciplined and tame their emotions, women continue to do the exact opposite. I'm almost tempted to go get coffee in the West and quote meditations for responses for the 30 minutes that follow sitting down, only to get up and leave right after. The subsequent confusion and rage that would follow would be awesome. If anyone tries this, please add it in the comments in one of the videos. I'd absolutely love to see that. Speaking of comments, here's some from the funny clip here. Lost a few good men to this. Stoicism has helped me dodge some crazy bullets, lol. Stoicism offers fantastic frames. This should be the next TikTok challenge. Guys videoing their wives' reactions to this. It can help you hold yourself accountable. And that's why it's feminist kryptonite in a nutshell. Personally, Stoic philosophy really helped me get through high school back in the day. Luckily, by going our own way, it's not really a weapon that's needed to reduce upset as much, unless I'm watching some clips like this.
My name is Jubilee, I am 25, and I do have OnlyFans.
How long you been doing that?
Just about like 2 months.
What got you into it?
I lost my grandpa. He's very close to me. I kind of want to go with his legacy, and I kind of want to do it for him.
Wait a minute! You want to do OnlyFans to honor your grandfather's legacy?
More
Was he like a porn star or something?
No, it's kind of like I've been wanting to kind of like keep his legacy going.
I don't know if I just misheard you. You said that you are...
Yeah, can you say it again? Can you explain how you're honoring your grandfather's legacy?
He was a minister, so he didn't make much money. That's like a way that I thought would help out.
Huh?
Grandpa must be proud. What the actual... Let me breathe real quick. Okay, here we go. See, this is yet another example of what I call the generational feminist issue. Women no longer outwardly express the OnlyFans hustle in any logical way. I mean, you just heard it. They see it as a legacy. One that single moms everywhere pass on to their female children. It's going to be a long time before the West can pull itself out of this one. For men that got the memo, we're safe. But places like LA, New York, and London are definitely in a death spiral because of this crap. So the top comments are, her grandpa just died twice. Ha ha ha, even the other chicks are like, what the F? I'm sure grandpa is proud. At this point, it's just punching down. So far, it's getting sad and hard to watch. Jesus. Girl, what? Chicks use anything as an excuse to justify their actions. And that's the real diagnosis. That, right there, is why we keep hearing excuses that burn the eardrums. We all know Gramps is rolling in his grave, but modern women like this don't even care. They'll do absolutely anything to dodge accountability at every turn. Moving on.
Mad X shows up at door because he didn't text her.
I've had to come all the way here on my day off just because you haven't texted me.
Sorry, what?
Why are you acting like that?
Well, because you... But why are you here?
Because you haven't said anything to me for the past 2 weeks. I've literally been going crazy. Exist no more. Have you seen me?
Okay, but you told me to not contact you anymore.
That doesn't mean don't contact me. Are you dumb? Like, are you actually thick?
You said to me you would appreciate no further contact. You broke up with me.
That was me then. That doesn't mean you don't speak to me for 2 weeks to even care about my life. I could be dead for all you know. And you just don't care. You don't care about my family. You don't care about my pets. You don't care about my cat that you love so much.
Okay,
And
hold
you
on a minute,
actually...
yeah? How am I supposed to contact you, yeah, when you've blocked me? You blocked me off Instagram. You blocked my phone. How else am I supposed to contact you?
You're acting like you don't know where I live. You could have come. You could have emailed me. I've got another Instagram. I've got 3 Instagram accounts and you haven't contacted me. How dare you?
What do you mean, how dare I? You blocked me. You told me to not contact you.
I've literally been waiting for 2 weeks and you still haven't said anything to me. I'm heartbroken.
But hold on, yeah, because when I tried to message you and when I tried to call you, you just ignored me. I sent you text after text after text after text, and then you sent me a big whole paragraph, yeah, explaining, saying, oh, the feelings aren't the same anymore, and now you'd appreciate for me to leave you alone.
I don't know why you hate me so much. Like,
I don't hate you. I don't hate you. Like, I'm just trying to move on.
You should have just killed me. I've been waiting 2 weeks. I could have been doing something else. I could have started dating again. No, I spent all of my time waiting on you to text me back. Oh, I've come all this way, and you couldn't even just come and knock at my door and speak to me face to face.
Well, because you live an hour away.
Just because I blocked you doesn't mean you're actually blocked. What's wrong with you?
But you told me to leave you alone.
This is why I hate men. I don't know why I even bother with you.
Why?
Honestly.
Why? Hold a minute, yeah. What? I've done nothing wrong. You told me to leave you alone. I've left you alone now. And now what?
If someone told you to jump off a cliff, would you jump off a cliff? I told you to block me. It doesn't mean that you literally need to block me and never speak to me ever again.
But I'm trying to give you what you want.
That is not what I want, though. How many times do I have to tell you what I want?
But the thing is, I don't know what you want. That's the thing. That's why I just left you alone, because you told me you want me to leave you alone, and I've left you alone.
No. You can't even come and show your face. You can't even come downstairs and speak to me.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to.
I hate you so much.
What do you want me to do?
Unblock me.
But you blocked me.
Well, I mean, you unblocked. Hold on, I'll do it right now.
Speaking of London, here we go again. We saw something just like this involving a birthday request not too long ago. These chicks will do absolutely anything other than accept liability for past behavior. The woman is actually trying to tell this guy that he should have ignored the blocks and harassment, hopped in his car, and driven over to see if she was still interested. Forget mixed signals, this was just a whole new level of madness that I continue to see every day in the world of Western women. Anyways, here are the comments. The other guy pumped and dumped her. Now she needs her company again. Things fell off with the other guy. You're her backup. Bro, just call the police and tell them there is an intruder. Guess the other guy did not work out. She told him she would appreciate no further contact. He complied. Where's the misunderstanding? The misunderstanding isn't there. There's nothing there other than the hamster. And clearly, that little furry buddy in her head is ripped. As for the other comments, you hit the mark perfectly. Gold stars for everyone. She definitely tried to jump Chad, twisted her ankle at the finish line, and is now trying to gaslight a guy into thinking he somehow messed up. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Next clip.
I was supposed to have a first date tonight, and he just unmatched me on Bumble, so I guess we're not going to get drinks anymore. But I thought I would show you guys my outfit so somebody saw it, because I know I'll get questions. My dress is from Eloquy, but I got it from D & Co. My jacket is from ASOS, and my boots are Topshop. It's a cute look. His loss.
Alright, who's gonna tell her? The body positivity movement might just be the biggest flop for the feminist movement. Pun intended. There are very few other ways one can embarrass themselves than something like what we see here. This clip has it all, really. You get to see what the guy saw in her dating app picture, and then you get to see the reason he ran for dear life. And here are the comments. Should be interesting. Here we go. Yup, his loss. Loss of almost 210 kilograms. Saved himself a $600 food bill. We all got catfished. Guys, she's a solid 10. Bro dodged a planet. Damn, guys. You really came in and scorched earth on this one. Damn. That said, there's no denying any of these statements. This is the kind of chick that will run the restaurant bill to the floor and then try and act petite for the rest of the night as if it was normal behavior. The silver lining about women like this is that they, like women with a lot of work done and wild tats, wear the red flag out in the open for the world to see. Alright, last clip, y'all.
I don't think $100,000 is that much money. I don't think $100,000 is that much money to ask your man to make if you're making that much money.
Why not? 90% of the country makes $32,000 a year.
I didn't say.
So you're looking for the top 10%.
If you're in the top 10%, you should be looking for the top 10%. How's that not fair?
Because the top 10% of men have all the options. Why would he pick you making $100,000 when he could pick anybody?
She also has options.
The choice.
She don't have options. Men don't care about their money. If she's beautiful, she has options. Yes.
People with money have options.
No. The woman is looking for the top 10% of men. The man is looking at the 100% of women.
But why should she not be?
She's limiting her options at that point.
I think he's saying that that men have more options when they're making that amount than women who are making that amount who want to find a guy who's making the same amount.
Right. I know these guys that make a lot of money. They don't want a woman making a lot of money because when they say we got to get up and go, they want to get up and go. They don't want the chick making $100,000 that got to go to the office. They don't want the chick that is the CEO of whatever business because when they want to get up and go, they want to get up and go.
And we end the video with one of the key sources of female delusion, greed. I love how they have a simp interpreter in the middle to try and help her connect the dots as if this is a foreign language. These days, I mean, I guess it is. The language of common sense. The guy would not be more clear and concise regarding the issue. Men do not and will not ever desire a boss babe with a priority hustle. The final set of comments is as follows. If what she's saying is correct, she would be happily married and not on a podcast. So high-value men are intimidated by high-value women? 100,000 in the medical field and 100,000 with OF is two different things. The internet got real life and bullshit mixed up. If I made over 100K, I would not be looking at her. He right, she just don't want the truth. Men, as this compilation and everything I share on Man Guide indicates, to date a Western woman is to feed into their delusions. It's a costly fate, and I'm grateful everyone watching has avoided it. Well, at least we hope so.
Girls' night out. I want to know what you guys think about it. I'm going to share my opinion on this. This is going for some women, not all, because I know some of you ladies are going to go fucking ape shit crazy and telling me, don't put all women in a box. We're not all like that. Okay, we get it, sweetie. You're an angel. Don't let the halo choke you on wherever you're coming from, okay? But some women, they will wear an outfit for the boyfriend, okay? Making believe this is what she's going to wear going out. It's not revealing, okay? She has everything covered. And then when she gets to her girl's house, you know what she's going to do? She's going to change into the fucking outfit that she's going to wear going out, bro. I'm talking about skimpy. I'm talking about slutty. She just don't want you to know about it, bro, okay? And this is how women work. They'll save that slutty outfit at their girlfriend's house. They'll change and thinking that you will never know, bro, okay? She's leaving in something classy. Oh, okay. Nothing's showing. Bro, I know some girls that have done this, not all, okay? I had a consultation with the dude. You could tell his girl was cheating on him behind his back, okay? She went out for a birthday weekend, 3 days, with her girlfriends, didn't even invite her boyfriend that she claimed she loved. And I told him, what do you think she's doing out for those 3 weekends, bro? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? You think she's being loyal to you? Okay, and just based off his situation, this girl wasn't good to him. She kept breaking up with him, coming back to him, and I told him she's cheating on you, bro. She's breaking up with you so she can go cheat, and then she comes back to Mr. Dependable, Mr. Comfort, Mr. Pendejo, which is you, bro, okay? You're the comfort zone, because she knows she could walk all over you, she can have you whenever she wants, she can have all these girls' night out. I have no problem with a girls' night out, because a woman knows if she violates me, we're fucking done. Okay, and I will find out. I ain't a fucking cuck. I ain't stupid like most of these other beta males, okay, who think that their girls are fucking sweet little angels, which most of them aren't, okay? If a woman respects you, she will be loyal to you. She ain't gonna violate you, bro, okay? But this man that I did a consultation with, she wasn't loyal to him. She was playing fucking possum with him, okay? And I could tell she was doing shady shit behind his back. And not only that, she downplayed his aspiration of joining the military, and she made him stay with her and told him, oh, you're not doing that. Oh, you're not fucking joining the military. If any girl tries downplaying or talking shit about your goals and aspiration as a man, you fucking leave her, bro. That ain't a good quality woman. Because a good quality woman will support you in whatever you're doing within legal rights, okay? That is a good quality woman. She'll be there. She'll support you. She'll help you any way possible to make it to where you have to go in life, bro.
And this is why if she goes out with her friends while being in a relationship with you, you end the relationship, because the deceptive thought sees you as a placeholder or a backup plan while she tries to attract higher value men, because the so-called sisterhood will cover for each other. And it doesn't have to be going out to clubs or girls' nights out. Let's say she wants to spend time with her friends at their house. That's a cover for girls' night out or something else, and their friend will cover for them if you call and check up. If quality women spend time with their friends, they'd invite you to a barbecue with their friends, which will include their significant others. Because most importantly, quality women aren't friends with single women. And as he said, that female that was using the guy as her backup plan made sure she kept in her orbit by downplaying his dreams for the military. Now, why any sane man would want to fight and die for this gynocentric dictatorship is beyond me. But that's a different video. The bottom line is that she's either with you or not when it comes to the relationship. There is no middle ground. If she's not 100% with you, she's for fun, or you go MGTOW. End of story. No constant breaking up, because that's technically to sleep around, as technically she's not cheating on you, and then she comes back to you for the safety of a relationship. If she wants to come back to you, she then is qualified for the soft guy era, which means from day one, she needs to pull out her wallet and start paying for you. That'll let you know if she really wants you or is just using you. Make her pay until you find someone better and dump that bedwench. Top comment says, no girls night out at clubs while in relationship with me. Want to dance with friends? Sign up to dancing class. Not even that. If she wants dance classes, it's with you or with some other man, because there will be someone there that can pique her interest, including the dancing instructor. Or she and her friend will use dancing as a cover to do HOE activities. A great comment. Girls night out. For sale sign is in the yard. If a better deal bids, she's gone. Exactly. Except usually it's getting banged out in the bathroom stall or in the back parking lot by these players and coming back home to kiss you, after giving a bad boy a BJ an hour before. The top tier men at the clubs know these bedwenches are for fun only. They'd never be dumb enough to get in an LTR with them. If in a relationship, then hell no if she's going to a club. If she's going out for dinner or something with the girls, then sure. Even dinner or other activities with her girlfriends will put your relationship at risk, because let's just say it is a dinner at some fancy restaurant without you, and she sees a high-value man there at the bar. That's her type or dream guy. Do you think this modern woman is going to respect your relationship and ignore him, or do you think she's going to at least try to flirt with him? You're not there to stop her, and it's her shot to win the lottery. You do the math. Don't be a sucker, because someone else is putting mileage on her when she comes back and says, I miss you, honey.
30% of the males who get DNA tested annually, according to the American Association of Blood Banks, which is the accrediting body for the DNA labs. This is over 44 DNA labs throughout the United States. They are testing close to 500,000 men per year, and over 30% of them have been confirmed that he didn't do it. 0.0% paternity. But sadly, because this primarily affects men and boys, there's been attempts to try to discredit me. The problem is not the men who got tested. The problem is laws that subscribe to the Me Too movement. They say, believe all women. Cornell Smith says, believe all evidence.
And that's why you don't allow her to go to girls' nights out when she's in a committed relationship with you, because there's a high probability she'll have a kid from someone else and cuck you. Kingdoms fall when the kids aren't the kings. That's why if you really want a family, you need to go overseas and demand no hymen and no diamond. Otherwise, use condoms and even make sure she takes the birth control pill right in front of you before you have sex. Like, bring your own so she can't claim she ran out or forgot hers. Because once you sign that birth certificate, it's extremely hard to get out of the child support when it's proven that the kid isn't yours. These anti-family courts are there to rob you because the judge needs a third vacation home. So at the very least, they'll drag their feet. Meanwhile, you're losing more money paying for a lawyer to file paperwork to stop the payment process. And if you've been paying long enough, these anti-family courts will use the excuse to rob you by claiming that the kid is used to a living standard and it shouldn't be lowered. Top comment says, in France, it's illegal to seek out a DNA test. I wonder why. France is the most feminist and cucked country in the West, and maybe in the whole world. That's the wrong country to be a passport bro in, to find yourself a wife. It's just as feminist as the UK or the States. That's where the fashion shows of men wearing dresses originated from. Most of their tall, masculine men died in World War I, a pointless war that killed many men for no reason of many countries in Europe, including America. And back in the day, it was mostly the tall men who were drafted into the military. Imagine sitting in a muddy foxhole with no food and water for a couple of days, hoping you don't get shelled or bombed on because you are a sitting duck, then being ordered to climb out and run towards the gunfire. That's World War I in a nutshell. And if you don't go, you'll get shot by your officer. That's what happened to the real men of France.
My wife drained our savings and abandoned me 2 months ago to find herself. My 50M wife Mary, 48F, has a family with a history of dementia, developing memory issues in their mid to late 50s. Her mom, grandmother, and several other relatives on her mom's side have developed dementia. Her dad is no longer in the picture, and her mom lived with us for 4 years until earlier this year. Our kids are independent and out of the house, with the oldest in her last semester of college and the younger one enlisted. The last 4 years were really tough on us and our marriage. Living with someone with dementia is absolutely brutal. We had talked a lot last year about using the remaining college funds, our regular savings, selling or renting the house, quitting our jobs, and traveling for a year or until the money ran out. We just had to wait for her mom to move into a home. I understood her anxiety about developing dementia, and I was burned out. Living through COVID, working remotely, having a wife working remotely, a college and high school student taking remote classes, and a mother-in-law with dementia. Try that and see how well you hold up. Space finally opened up, and we were able to move her mom into a care facility. I finally thought I had a chance to breathe. When we moved Mary's mom out, Mary's mental health took a huge downward spiral. I went from caring for her mom to caring for her. She felt guilty about putting her mom in a home and had lots of anxiety about developing dementia. Our plan was to start our travels in the summer of 2024. 2 months ago, I got home, and she had left a note. Basically, she was going on our trip without me. She had quit her job, taken most of the savings, and wasn't sure when she'd be back, maybe a year, maybe sooner. She said she knew I'd understand. Her location is turned off, and my calls go directly to voicemail. All I could do was text the kids a picture of the note. We have our own checking accounts for direct deposits of our paychecks, but we'd transfer most into a joint account to pay the household bills and savings. We both had access to the main savings account, and she had drained it. I waited a month to see if she'd come back, hopefully before she spent our savings. After receiving only one text in the first month, I went to a lawyer. She basically said there was very little to do right now, other than change the beneficiaries of my retirement accounts and life insurance. Hooray, I guess. My wife gets nothing else if I pass away alone while she's having our adventures. It was only a month, and there was no way to serve her papers. My lawyer advised me to keep paying the mortgage and the cars. The cost of trying to get a judge to approve the sale of joint assets was more than making payments. I didn't want to ruin my credit by letting one of our cars get repossessed, but I can't sell it because she's on the title. I get random texts, and she sporadically posts on Instagram. Of course, she has comments turned off. I want to block her so badly, but my lawyer advised me that it's better to maintain a communication channel that's not through our kids. Her last post was from Hawaii. She put in the comments how great a husband I was for letting her take this trip. I'm barely making it, paying 2 cars, a mortgage, household bills, insurance, hoping there are no emergencies because I have no savings, and she's enjoying our trip alone. I'm so pissed at her. I helped take care of her mom for 4 years, and when she fell apart after her mom moved into a memory care home, she returned the favor by abandoning me. I'll never get to take this trip and have to put off retirement. My only solace is that the kids are angry at her, but they'll probably forgive her eventually. I'm no fool, I know she's hooking up with guys. She looks good and she'll have zero problems getting men. I texted her and asked if she was sleeping around, and it took her an entire week to respond that she wasn't. So, I'm drinking alone on a Friday night, and she's somewhere, probably on a beach, enjoying life. I hate her. Update 1. An update from my original post. I'm feeling much more positive now that the financial situation has become a little more manageable. Basically, I'm running up debt that will get paid off when I sell the house. Even with lawyer fees, I have 6 to 8 more months before I have to worry about money, assuming there are no emergencies. My friend's wife gave me some good advice. Don't go from being a hero to a villain in your kids' eyes. How I talk about and treat my wife will determine my future relationship with my kids. I don't give a damn about my wife, but I don't want to make her a sympathetic figure or drive them away from both of us. I followed up with the lawyer. Basically, she said we're going to have her pay back the savings she took through a reduction in her share of the assets. Any division of assets will include the savings she took. She'll also have to repay the money I spent maintaining the household while she was gone. There is plenty of equity in her share of the house and her retirement plans to cover that. She said that our finances are so intertwined after nearly 25 years of marriage, my wife is going to get some share of the assets. The best case is she agrees to the terms of the divorce, and it's relatively cheap and quick. Otherwise, it gets complicated and expensive. She gave me a lot of options and how much I can expect to spend, so I decided to just mostly wait. Now that my financial situation is less stressful, I'm actually enjoying her being gone. I'm free to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to cook or clean or take care of anyone. The house is quiet for the first time I can remember. I loved my wife, but her mental health weighed down our marriage. The first month or so, I expected her to be there whenever I'd get home. When someone was at the door or if I heard noises, I'd think it was her. I'd check the doorbell cam obsessively. I'm not looking forward to her returning. It has to happen, but when she comes back, I'll have to deal with her, the divorce, getting the house ready to sell, dividing all our stuff, finding a new place to live. I'm hoping she'll stay away until after New Year's, but my daughter said she thinks her mom will be home for Christmas. My lawyer will have papers ready to serve her. Hopefully, she'll just agree to the terms and continue her travels. Update 2. My wife texted me in the middle of December that she would be home for Christmas. I told her that our daughter and I would be at my brother's, and she obviously wasn't welcome. I'd leave her car in the driveway and the fob in the backyard. She wasn't allowed in the house unless I was there, as she didn't have keys to get in, so she had to spend Christmas with her sister. When we got back, I met with her. I decided not to be overly confrontational because I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of thinking I cared enough to be mad. She was taken aback by how detached I was, and I could tell it bothered her that I didn't show her much emotion, not even anger. I just wanted her to agree to a divorce. This is a summary of several different meetings, both with and without our daughter, who hasn't wanted to meet with her mom alone yet. I asked why she left without telling anyone. She said she didn't want to wait a year. She didn't want anyone talking her out of it, and she didn't want to work anymore. She wanted to leave before her mental health got worse. I'm sure it was mostly because she didn't want me to stop her from taking the money, and she knew I would take care of everything with the kids and the house when she left. We had decided to go in the summer of 2024 for a few reasons. Packing everything and getting the house ready to sell was going to be a lot of work. We wanted to make sure our daughter graduated college, got a job, and was settled, and we wanted to make sure we had money when we got back. We wouldn't have a house, cars, or jobs, so we needed money because it could take months to find work and a place to live. We didn't want to have any worries or deal with a mess back home. At some point in our planning, she began questioning, to herself, not me, if she ever wanted to go back to our old life. She didn't want to work full-time or buy a house and stay in one place after we got back. She wasn't sure what she wanted, but she didn't think she would figure it out by talking to me. I told her that's the reason we were taking the trip, to figure those things out together, to see what we wanted for the next part of our life. I asked her why she didn't just get a divorce before she left, because then, she wouldn't have had to do this behind our backs, and she would have had plenty of money without stealing our joint savings. She claims that she didn't want a divorce, she wanted us to live whatever life she figured out. I told her that's not how marriages work, one person deciding for the other. In talking and texting with our daughter, her family, my texts, and voicemails, she realized I might not forgive her, which she was right about. So, therefore, she might have to visualize a future without me. This is where I had hoped she would say some stupid crap like she was going to squander all her money living in a van and make travel vlogs, or she met some guy that she needed to wire money to so they could open an ice cream shop in Alaska. Instead, she wants to be a digital nomad, working part-time fully remote and living in new places. She tried to convince me to go with her, but I'll never be able to trust her, plus I don't love her anymore. Traveling like that for a few years doesn't sound bad, but she doesn't have a job or any work lined up. She's not in her 20s, and that way of living will get old quick. No close friends, no family. I want her to make it work so she won't be here trying to get back into our lives. How are the kids doing? Our son wouldn't have seen us the entire time she was gone anyway. He only responds to her with very short texts. He told me she wanted to see him, but he said he was too busy and wouldn't be able to get away. He lives in the barracks, so it's an easy excuse to avoid her. My daughter stopped talking and texting her. She's pretty upset. Her worry turned to anger when she realized her mom wasn't having a mental breakdown but was just being selfish. If her mom was sticking around, they could probably work through it eventually. I just care that my daughter is happy, so whatever she decides, I'll support. Did she spend all the money? She spent around half. I think she realized she needed to figure it out before she completely ran out of money. Did she sleep with anyone? I didn't ask because I didn't care. Asking would imply I wanted her back or it would matter. Even though I didn't ask, she claimed she didn't. I'm not sure if she's lying or not. She might just be saying that because she doesn't want the kids to have another reason to be mad at her. Does she feel bad for what she put us through? She claims she does, and she wishes she had handled it differently. She said getting away and figuring herself out was best for her. And to that, I told her she was just being selfish. When she first left, we were worried something would happen to her and we would never see her again. She's always been self-centered. I told her she's taking the easy route and letting everyone else handle the difficult parts. If she gets sick, kids will take care of her. Goes broke? Live with family. Abandon everyone? They'll forgive her. She thinks her siblings and our children will let her live with them like we let her mom live with us. I'm sure when she visualizes her future, she sees our kids there. They might not be, and definitely not in the same way they were before. Despite how it might sound, I'm actually really happy with how it all turned out. Our divorce is far from final, but we've agreed on the big things. We'll sell the house, how to split the retirement and profit from the house, how to pay back the money she took, and what I spent maintaining the household. I got most of what I wanted from the settlement, and she'll soon be mostly out of my life. I won't have to pay alimony, and because she's choosing to make significantly less money than she was, I won't be forced to support her. That would have been a kick to the teeth. She isn't my responsibility anymore, and I won't have to care for her if she does get sick or goes broke. So, I figured I'd start dating again. I didn't realize a 50-year-old man with children out of the house, a good job, and in decent shape would be a catch. I'm not fighting women off with a stick, but I've had a lot more interest than I expected. It's been kind of nice meeting new people. I've worked out the numbers, and I'll be doing pretty well after everything is settled, and I only have to support myself. Not where I wanted to be, 50, getting divorced, and using Reddit as free therapy sessions, but I'm happier now than I've been in a while. I'm even planning a little vacation of my own. Thank you everyone that has responded and reached out. It really meant a lot.
That's why you should never commit to a woman, because that's going to be her in the future, and she'll use that as an excuse to cheat like you saw here. And never share your account. Matter of fact, your assets should be in a trust to protect yourself at all times. And this guy was super lucky to come out of the divorce with a fair ruling from the anti-family court. But don't be this naive and think you'll get justice. This was just a miracle. Just another reason why men are going MGTOW and will never get married in the West. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.